Hello everyone, I'm Phoenix Tremayne, and this is going to be my review of Tyler Perry's Bruh episode 4 on my own. But first, if you haven't done so, please take a minute to subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you very much, really appreciate it. Please hit that like button, because every time you hit that like button, lets you two know this is a good video for people to come see Tyler Perry reviews. Also in the description box, you'll find my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and we have a Facebook group for soap operas and dramas. It's called Phoenix Tremayne Soap Fam, and you'll find all those links there. Basically on social media, I give lots of entertainment news and information, and on Twitter, I'll also add things funny, make you laugh, so you have a great day. You know, nothing too negative or whatever, because I think there's too much of that in the world right now. So we're going to go to this review of Tyler Perry's Bruh. So we started the episode off with Bill. This is a very Bill-centric episode, which unfortunately made this the weakest episode of the 4. I thoroughly enjoyed episodes 1, 2, and 3, but episode 4 fell off because it made me not like Bill. As Regina was saying, he's very selfish. She's about to get married, and now all of a sudden he wants to come into her life and shake things up, and suddenly he wants her. People have a tendency to want the things that they can't have, and now that he wasn't even thinking about her, he was in a restaurant trying to avoid her, and was saying all these bad things about her, how she was a stalker and all that kind of stuff. And then now he's suddenly in love with her, and he can't live without her, and he needs her back in his life. So Bill is trash. But also what made this particular scenes hard to watch is that the way it's done is Bill says something, pause, camera changes to Regina. Regina says something, pause, go back to Bill. Then he says something, pause. And it was the whole time. And I was like, please just do a wide shot. And the problem with doing the scene this way, and I've done it this way before, usually I've had to do it because actors can't remember their lines. And it's a situation where, let's say we may be at a restaurant, or we are at a place where we won't be able to get it again or regularly, or I may have even paid for the space, and so I don't have time for actors that can't remember their lines, and so we may have to go line by line. Here's the script, this is what you're supposed to say, and cut. Now you say your line, okay, cut. Now I'm back to him. That's how it was. I hate when I had to do it, but Tyler Perry's got too much money and his own studio and, you know, his space. So it's like he shouldn't be doing scenes like that unless the actors really couldn't remember their lines, and maybe something like that happened. Bill is also proven to be, Bill is played by Monty Washington, and I hate to say that he was the weak link in the scene. I feel like the actress playing Regina, Candace Renee, was doing a good job with what she could with her scene partner. And I couldn't find the emotion that was supposed to be there. I really needed them to get rid of these pauses and just talk. And so it was just annoying to me. And then at the end of the episode, Regina comes back, says that Peter said that she needs to find closure and make up her mind. I guess he pulled off or whatever, because she comes back to his place and he didn't lock his door. I've noticed there's been a lot of not locking doors in Tyler Perry shows these past few episodes, and also in this week's episode of Ruthless. I was like, Daikon just broke into your house. You know, he, I guess, had a key or whatever, but you know, you still didn't lock the door, put the alarm system on, nothing. You know, people still just walk on in. But anyway. So that's just little stuff. But I didn't enjoy any of the Bill scenes. But Regina came back and said that he needed to call her a cab. It is 2020. Cabs are like, they're dying. They're a dying breed. Most people take Uber, Lyft. or sedan service, because there's other people who also would do, Uber, Lyft type work too, like sedan here in Maryland. But my mother's ex-boyfriend used to own a cab company, and I know that they were struggling too. So, so that was just a little like, let's catch up to times. It's 2020. But Peter actually shows up because guess what? The door's not locked. It's still not locked. So Peter's able to just walk in too. And he's like, Regina, I want to know what the answer is too. Do you still love him or not? And then that's how the show actually goes off. So yeah, I just had to get through that Bill part. That, like I said, that was the weak link in the show. I think the actor has potential. I didn't have any problem with his other scenes on the show in episodes 1, 2, and 3, but he's got to work on his emotional, being able to be emotional in the scene, and he looks scared. And like I said, I work with actors, so I know that scared look. He was petrified. If he wasn't, that's even worse. Tom is caught off guard when a nurse is rude to him, and I immediately knew what was going on. That nurse he slept with and told everybody, and now they think that, he's just a, do him and leave him type of guy. And so what got me was he was actually, looked like he was flirting with this nurse, like he was trying to get her to smile and stuff, and I'm like, you've already got one nurse that has your job in jeopardy. You want to have like a whole line of nurses now? But he does have a patient that supposedly has gout, and it's Alice, and she does her usual flirting with him. She tries to get some weed, and eventually she reveals that her real reason is she wants Tom to talk to John because he's really the only friend that she thinks he'll listen to. And she's like, I love him most of the time, but he don't need to know that. So I kind of never really understood those kind of characters. They also do that on Blackish, where Anthony Anderson's Trey character seemingly hates his son Junior, and I have no idea why. That I don't know. I don't know why writers are doing that, where the parents hate their kids for absolutely no reason, or no reason given. But it looks disconcerting. But I actually do like Tom. I do like his scenes. I really want more of his story. I want to know, did he talk to his chief of staff to let him know what happened and what's going on? We need to follow up on that, okay? And John has officially brought the bar. And we're told that he's told that he can make $100,000 a week. And I doubt this will happen because we know whenever any kind of business reopens or anything like that, you usually lose money in the first year or two before you actually make money. Also disconcerting is he gave the guys back that $200,000 that he borrowed, and he paid $300,000 for the bar. And I was doing the math because he only got $500,000, and I'm like, he's stupid. He's not a good businessman. That guy would probably took 200 to 250. He has absolutely, he'll be even further in debt because how is he going to buy liquor for the bar? How is he going to pay employees? Does he have to get a place inspected? Will they find wrong things with it that he has to get fixed? And he's just not a good businessman because he could even given him, let's say, $100,000 or $200,000 and said, look, we can pay the rest off as the bar is making money or something. I know people that made deals like that. So, but now he's done it. He's indebted. It doesn't matter what Tom says to him. The bar owner say he ain't getting money back. So he's now stuck. And then we also get another indication that Miss Alice, John's mother, gets around because the bar owner, former owner, was talking about, potentially getting with his mother. and she offered him sex not to do the deal. Sorry for the coughing. She offered him sex not to do the deal, and he kept touching John like nonstop, all over him. And I've been waiting. I still feel like out of these 4 guys, one's gonna turn out to be gay or bi or something. John is really my most likely candidate because he doesn't have a designated woman. Like with Bill, there is no suspense as to whether or not him and Regina will get together because she's in the credits. That means she's going to be around for a while. You put her in the credits, she's going to be around for a while. So I'm sure she's going to pick Bill, or Peter's going to dump her, or something like that's going to happen. And, you know, it takes away a little bit of suspense. So we know Pam's going to be around. Pamela's going to be around because she's in the credits too. But John doesn't really have a woman, and Tom he didn't have one either. But I can see that, you know, he hasn't learned his lesson. Smiling did second her, so he's not a candidate for me. But I'm looking at John like, John, something you want to tell us? And Mike is the last person to talk about. Mike is caught off guard when Pamela is in his house taking measurements without getting permission that she could come in. And he then asks for his key back, and he gets really surprised that she's not fighting harder to stay. Instead, he feels like she's doing reverse psychology and telling him what he wants to hear, and that she's just gonna like roll out like it's cool. She's like, I know you got other girls, you know, we're not serious. And he's looking crazy because he doesn't know how to take this. He really is probably used to or wants a woman that is going to constantly chase after him, and that's probably part of the game and the allure for him. And, you know, Pamela like gave him his keys back and left, and he's like, what's going on? But I mean, that's pretty toxic to want a woman to chase you down. And because if she was begging him to stay or keep the keys or anything like that, then he would say she's needy and she's clingy and she's all over him, and so he'd be mad about that. So he's mad that she left, and he's mad that she didn't fight harder to stay. So he kind of looked like a fool. I would love it if at least one of the 4 guys had some sense of having a little something together, because Mike is a player that is getting played. Tom is just he's the softie that's getting played at work and trying to make things worse with this new nurse. Then you got John, who's just a little slow on the uptake when it comes to business, and he's now involved with drug dealers. And so you finally have Bill, who is going after a woman who he was just trying to duck and dodge and hide from because he's jealous that she's got somebody else. And so he's trash. So I do like Tom. I actually do like John. And I'm trying to like Mike. And Bill just ruined himself for me. So I gotta see now how he treats Regina, because when she picks him, you know, I don't know if she'll pick him next episode, but like I said, she's in the credits, so we kind of know what direction this is going in. But I'm still hooked. I still want to see more. This episode was brought down basically based by Bill's story. But hey, 7 days from now, you know, we get a do-over. We get to see what's next. And I'm ready. Thanks for watching. I'm Phoenix Tremayne, and I'll catch you in the next video.